All right. Good evening, everyone here. I see Taylor, Chelsea King, Optimist. I see AV Investor, and all the wonderful, ladies and gentlemen here this evening. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to share my thoughts with all these wonderful brains. Okay, so I'll just come from my own angle because I feel like the justice has been done to the topic already. I mean, listening to all these wonderful speakers, there's almost little or nothing that you can add to it. But as I am led, I will speak. With profitability and developing, you know, an edge that is genuinely profitable. It all boils down to, like everybody has said, it boils down to data. It boils down to data. There's no way anybody can talk about this topic without mentioning data, right? So, but I'll say that edge is not just in the mechanics, in the technicals. There is such a thing as mental edge. There's such a thing as, trade management edge, if that's the right word. I like that Taylor mentioned something about how traders can look at confluences that can tell them when to eliminate the risk on a trade. Because if you can remove all the reds in your history, right? If there's a way you can take away all these minus 1,000, minus 5,000, minus 2,000, minus 3,000, here and there, and then all you have are just the blue ones, it's going to help you go a long way, right? So if there's something that can help you to say, okay, this trade is bad, I'm blatantly wrong, right? I'm wrong on this one, and then you can just kill that thing. There's nothing wrong with that, in my own opinion. I mean, it doesn't pay to say, oh, I'm wrong, and let me just allow the thing because I put the SL there. Let me just allow it to go the way. And then traders do not even actually know that they are wrong. When they are right, they don't know when they are right. You see, they don't know when they are right, when they should be aggressive. And I talk about the goose that lays the golden egg for you. You must know what it is. You must know. You must have confluences that will tell you that today I am right. Okay, today this is correct for me. This is what I want to see. This is where I can go big, and actually pull out a lot of money. And that I feel like that's the way we manage to milk the market. Knowing when you are right, knowing when your edge has presented itself, when everything is working out. If you're looking at institutional order flow switch, you're looking at how it's being respected, how demand is consistently failing, and all the supplies are holding, and you can eliminate the initial risk and add to position. I mean, why not? Why not, right? All of these things are edge. So, but like I started with, I said, see, there is mental edge, and a lot of traders do not have a mental edge. They spend all their years trying to fix a mechanical edge, and they almost pay no attention to trade management. They pay no attention to being defensive, capital protection. That's an edge, preservation of capital, something that speaks to you, that says I have no control over what the market can do or what the market will do. The best that I can do is to protect my money, right? So today I'm prepared that I'm going to lose. So if I'm going to take my setup, but if the loss comes, I will not be damaged. I will be here to still trade tomorrow, right? Looking at not just the offensive but also the defensive, right? And then you wait for the market to speak to you. The market will tell you that, okay, boy, you are right, right? You are right. So go ahead. When you're right, the market will tell you, yes, you are right today, right? You will see it. You see it. It's almost difficult for, the market to repeat the exact same things every day. He's always wearing different clothes, different wrappers for the same thing, right? But you will be able to tell that, okay, this is a scenario that I am very familiar with and I am going to TP. right? I'm going to TP. You look at the higher time frame, the candles are looking exactly like this is a momentum, that it should last for some time, and you can tell yourself, okay, yeah, I'll add to this, and you do it, and at the end of the day, you're making a lot of money from just that particular thing. Why? Because you have developed an edge in that thing. Edge, like I said, edge is just an advantage. Edge is maths. It's pure maths. There's no how you're going to put it. It's maths. And see when I have the opportunity of of working with some very great guys, and one thing I see that is common among all of them, I'm talking like real life business, is that they will tell you that my team and I will go back and look at the maths. My team and I will go back and look at the maths. What does that tell you? It tells you that they are going to see if they have an edge in implementing that thing. Let's say you come up and say, okay, let's try to do this, or let's introduce this into the market. They will tell you we have to go back and look at the maths. What are they looking at? They're looking at, okay, what's it going to cost us? What's it going to earn us? They're looking at the maths. See, I always say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. Traders underestimate the amount of work that they need to actually become profitable. See, where athletes, ex-athletes that become traders make good traders because they understand the place of hard work in getting to the Hall of Fame. They know that if I don't work hard as an athlete, if I don't show up every day on the training ground, if I don't push every single day, my chances of getting to the Hall of Fame is not there. But you see, with the traders, what do traders do? Traders don't work hard. They lay on their sofa, they watch a couple of videos, and then they put their money on it. On something they have no single data on. They put their hard-earned money on it. And I made a tweet the other day. I said that these guys will sit there. I said these guys, usually they will sit there, right? They sit there and they watch the couple of videos. They look at all these things on the, randomly, and I'm not saying that the videos are the problem, right? I'm just saying that that's not what it takes for you to become profitable, guys. That's not what it takes. See, you need to take, I've said this, if you want to build an edge, you want to be profitable, you need to say, these are my 3 rules or 4 rules. I don't know how else I'm going to say this. You must. See, you must tell yourself, this is what I want to see. If you're using indicators, you're telling yourself, this is what I want to see. If you're using price action, you're telling yourself, this is what I want to see. Support and resistance, supply and demand, SMC, ICT, whatever it is, you must have a checklist of about 3 to 4 rules where you say, this is what I want to see. These are the things I want to do. And then when you have fine-tuned it, it's not vague, it's clean, it's clear. I want to see 1. After I see that 1, this is the next thing I want to see. Number 2. After I see that 1, this is the last thing I want to see. Number 3. Then these 3 checklists, you take it and run data on it. That's how to build an edge. I have to tell you. That's the first. That's not all. I told you there's a mental edge. But the first is your mechanical edge. The edge is what the casino has. That's why they stay in business. You must know your own. And I talk about the roulette. I said, are you going to go to play roulette? And they say, okay, this area that is 0, that is the gamer's edge. Are we going to say, okay, today everybody come and play. We're going to remove the 0. There will be no 0 today. They can't do that because that is their edge. Would they get scared if somebody starts to win big? No. Why? Because they know a lot of people are going to lose. Why? They have an edge. They have an edge. That's why they stay in the business. These guys will even give you beer so that you get drunk, so that you keep playing. Right? They know that their edge is not by 1 player or 2 players. Their edge is a block. It comes from data. It comes from a lot of people participating. And that's where traders get it wrong. Traders want their edge to manifest on every single setup that the system presents, on every single entry signal that the system presents. They want their edge to be present in every single setup. But that's not what edge means. Edge is a statistical advantage. McDouglas says is the likelihood of one thing happening over the other. So what it means is that I know that if I take 100, and I told you, when you get those rules that you like, you need at least 100 samples. Go back to your chart. And if you think you're not going to, that's why I made reference to the athletes. These guys are not scared about the hard work. They know they have to work hard. I had a roommate, when I was in school. The guy was a runner. He runs. He has very thick thighs. If you see his thighs, very thick. He runs. The guy is going to give you gap and he will beat you in a very short distance. He trains every morning. He represents the school. He represents the school as a runner. He trains every morning. Every morning. He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. He's squatting. He's carrying dead weights. And he's squatting with the dead weights. Right? See, they know the importance of training and hard work in success. Athletes know, traders don't know. Traders just want easy money. And the market's appealing to everybody because they make it look like easy money. Traders don't care. They don't care to be bothered by, sitting down to develop an edge. And their ego is manifested on every single trade. Why? Because they expect it to win. Right? They expect every single entry to be a winner. And if the market refuses and say no, you're not going to win today, they're gonna blow their account that day. If you place buy or sell and the market agrees with you, everybody's happy. The trader is happy. The problem always begins when the market disagrees. You put an order block and you say, okay, this market is going to reverse from this order block, and the market is not reversing from that order block. But the market not going to go straight down or straight up. It will keep reinforcing that belief that this order block is maybe going to hold much later, and you stay there and you destroy your entire account. Commission, slippage, huge size, wrong sizing, all of these things. Right, they're there, and it constitutes your edge. So it is folly to say that I'm going to fix a trading setup and this is going to make my edge, because that is not your edge. I have mental edge, and I pride myself with this. I have mental edge. I can take any system that has even the slightest mathematical advantage, the slightest. When I say mathematical advantage, in case you don't understand what I mean, the risk to reward and the win rate is good enough for me to see profit at least after 50 trades. At least after 50 trades, I will be in profit. That's all I need. I'm going to protect myself until I get to 50 trades and my edge will pop. That's what edge means. And how can I stay for 50 trades to wait until the edge pop? Because I have a mental edge. You see it now. So I don't care what system it is. All I need to do is to stay defensive and wait for the edge. If I open a trade and the trade hits the SL, do you know that I don't care? Why? Because the size I'm using is insignificant. It is only significant so that if I have a winner, it's good enough for me. If I have a loser, I don't care. Why? Because I have done my risk assessment. These are two things traders should do at the beginning. That's the first thing I teach on the psychology course. The first thing I teach is your personality profiling, which every trader should do. You have to know, because the way introverts behave is different from the way extroverts behave. You have to know who you are, and you have to know how risk averse you are. The way extroverts view opportunities. Extroverts like any shiny objects. They are always hopping systems. They are always jumping from systems to system because they like where there's party. They like They are outgoing. They get their energy from external things. So they are always looking for the next shiny object, the next shiny strategy. This is a personality trait. And these are things you have to arrest early on. You got to begin by saying, okay, who am I? Who am I? What is my personality? How does my personality, how is it related to risk? And that's why I said there's something called the risk edge or risk management edge, however you want to put it, right? But this is a test that traders should do. Your personality. Who are you first? Before we now say, okay, you need to do the risk assessment. You need risk assessment. What is your threshold? There's a lot size that when you place that lot size, you cannot execute that trade correctly. You have to know. All of these things I'm saying now constitute your edge. If I give you a good setup, but you're not sizing properly, you can't exhibit that edge on that setup or on that system. If I give you a system, I say this system is what I use, I make a lot of money. I made $100,000 from this system last month, and I want you to use the system, make money. If I give you that system, if you're not sizing correctly, you will not be able to wait till profit. You will not be able to take the losses, because you will now become hopeful that the thing will reverse to cancel out the loss, and you incur big losses. So you can't execute that system correctly, and you're not going to make money with it. Now, what is the problem? Is it the system? No, you don't have the position sizing edge, the risk management edge. Right? So you can see that there are many things that constitute this thing. When we talk about profitability, we're not saying just go and get a strategy. That's just the beginning. That's the first thing. You can pick up a strategy anywhere. It's not difficult. There are mentors everywhere. They can teach you what they do. Right? There's a free one on the YouTube. The ICT is free, and it has an edge. Everybody knows it has an edge. If it doesn't have an edge, all of these guys will not make money with it. Right? It has an edge. So if you pick up ICT, why will trader A take ICT and lose money? Trader B take ICT and make a lot of money. Why? Because there is more to edge than meets the eye. There is more. If by the math, the strategy has a negative expectancy, meaning the strategy cannot earn you money going through the different market cycles. And when I started, I said take 3 rules, 3 things you want to see on the chart. If you're looking at structure, you're looking at liquidity, you're looking at entry model. Take 3 things and say, these are the 3 things I want to see. 1, 2, 3. If I see them, I'll place a buy. If I see them on the downside, I'll go short. Now, when you have taken those things, you need enough data that goes through as many market cycles as possible. That's why we say take enough data, at least 100 samples. Don't go and do 3 samples and then you come and say you have back tested. That you are lazy. That's why I said athletes know the hard work is required. A lot of traders are actually lazy. They're lazy. They don't want to work. We make a lot of money, but you know how many hours we spend on the chart every day? You know how many hours we spend on the trading station every day, every single day? Every day, up till now, up till today. As I speak, today. Right? But look at the many of them can't put the work, or they are just busy looking at the wrong things. They're looking at the wrong things. Take what I said. It's a simple process. See, guys, there's a lot of money to be made in this market. Just take the process and follow it diligently. Follow it diligently. Don't try to take the shortcut. Don't try to cut the process. Don't try to bypass it. You will go 2, 3, 4, 5 years without ending any of those years in profit. And you will end up owing people money. See, what I'm saying is very simple. Take your rules and generate data on them. At least 12 calendar months. At least 12 calendar months. If you start from March, finish in February. You start in December, finish in January. If you start August today, finish in July. Just go round at least 1 year. I have 12 years. I have 12 years data on my 3 rules. How are you going to beat me? How you think you're going to beat me? Or how do you think I'm going to come and then I will sit down? Something that I've taken 12 years data on, and I will sit down and I will try to buy or sell something. Right? It's not possible. I've generated enough data from it. It gives me confidence to go in and pull the trigger. It gives me confidence. I can tell you, even if I close one of my eyes and I'm looking at the pattern, I will tell you beforehand whether it will work or not. Because I have generated. It's a practice. It's the same thing. I think it was Prof that posted that thing. If I have one style of kicking, I'm better than someone who has practiced 1,000 different kicks. If I learn one thing over and over and over, and that's why that brings me to that book, Peak Performance. See that book? See, your job is streamline the thing, because you want to learn entry, exit, trade management, trade psychology, this, but you want to learn everything at once. There's something called focused learning. Focused learning is, instead of learning everything at once, you spend 40 hours a week learning one thing. 40 hours a week learning only one thing. Entry for 40 hours a week, perfecting your entries, 40 hours a week. When you have finished that one, see, the opposite of focused learning is naive learning. Naive is you're not intentional about it. You're learning, yes, but you are not. There's no focus. I teach something where I say 10,000 hours to mastery, and that's what it takes. If you want to be a master in trading, 10,000 hours is enough. If you're focusing on the right thing every time, you're doing it in chunks. You say, okay, this week I'm working on this. Next week I'm working on this. Don't be in a hurry. The time is still going to pass, and you still be an amateur. You still keep losing a lot of money, right? So don't be in a hurry. You go to the university, you take 4 years. It doesn't guarantee that you live the life of your dreams. So do not be in a hurry. Technicals will not take time. If you want to build a technical edge, mechanical edge, it won't take time. 7 months, 3 to 7 months, you should be able to build the edge, get the data, and develop pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is key. Pattern recognition. When you have done that, you now go to the next level, which is risk management, trade management. How good are you with the entries? Do you suck on the exits? If you suck on the exits, work on the exits. How can I know that this market is reversing or just pulling back? Work on the technicals. Is it if I have an open profit, I'm heading for 1:3, 4, 5. Market is at 1:4, but there's a confluence that says that this is not just a pullback, it is an actual reversal. Can you exit that trade and be confident that you did the right thing because the technical said so, or you have no idea what's going on? You are just hoping that maybe this is going to happen or that is going to happen. That's why I talk about competence. Competence is important. In trading, competence is important. And you can build this with time. You will not gain mastery with everything. You won't gain mastery with everything. Some things will take time. You just as you go on, they will show up. You just see that, oh, I'm doing this thing wrongly. Now I'm not doing it wrongly anymore. I'm better at it. I was making these mistakes, and now I'm not making these mistakes anymore. Right? Now, when you have done that, then you can now start to look at the mental edge. And I will not even talk about the mental edge because that's like a big subject, But you see, mindset is key in trading. That's all I have to tell you. Thinking in probabilities, that's a philosophy. And we are what we believe. we are what we believe. Our philosophies is what make us who we are. You're a Christian because you believe it. You're a Muslim because you believe it. It's your belief that makes you who you are. Your beliefs about trading is your mental edge. If you truly believe that I don't know shit, I don't know what's going to happen, nobody knows the future, nobody knows, my technical analysis can only give me an edge as to saying this is likely to happen, but it doesn't know for sure that this is what is going to happen. If you have those beliefs, it's going to help you. It's going to help you stay defensive. Because if you don't have those beliefs, your ego will be manifested on the trade. And when your ego is manifested on the trade, you will screw up the size. You screw up the entry. You take impulsive trades. And you're going to destroy a system that naturally should have worked. I asked the traders question this morning. I said, if I give you $1,000 and I say just execute a system, right? Will you take the job? I don't care about the stop loss. I don't care about the take profit. I'm just going to pay you $1,000. This is the pattern I want you to trade every day. Execute that pattern. Do not miss the trades. If you see the pattern, no hesitation. Just take the trade. Will you take the job? And then everybody says yes. But that's the goal of trading. That's the goal of trading. The goal of trading is perfect execution of what you trust. Perfect execution of what you trust. Right? The gap between what you have gotten from that data and what you are actually making in real time. The gap between what you have gathered. You have seen that, oh, my system can have this number of losing streak. My system can give me this number of winning streak. My system can present me this number of trade signals within a month. My system can give me this number of win rate on the average. My system can give me this strike rate or whatever it is, right? You know all these things. That's data. You need that. When you have gotten the data and you are happy with it, you say, okay, this is going to be my system going forward. See, I tell them, I say, I change my system only once in a year, and I don't change it completely. It's the same concept I used from when I started trading that I'm still using up till now. I know that every day the market will move, and it will begin from the Asian session. If he wants to buy, if it's going to be a green daily bar, it's going to begin at the Asian session. If I can join early, I can take at least 30, 40, 50 pips out of the approximately 100 pips that the market will present. These days is now shorter, right? It's now shorter. It's about 50, 70. But the market will move every day. I'm trying to join early. And my strategy revolves around this. Do I change it completely? I cannot. It's a concept. It's a concept. And that's the concept that I trade, and I build my edge around it. If I start with the Asian session and I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I'll take just a little loss. But on the day when I'm right, I will stay there. That green bar will sit, big green bar, it will sit correctly. And I will take all my profits. I'll take all my profit. I'll add to position. Right? So you can see that there's a lot that's going to make up your edge. There's a lot. When you have gotten your data, you have started to implement the strategy. What you're looking at now is your journal. How am I making mistakes? Where are my mistakes coming from? That's why we need a journal. Because if your system says that you can make a profit, if you have $100,000 account, your system says that you can make $15,000 on this 100K account every month. That's what your system says. On the average, you make 12,000, 18,000, 15,000, 20,000, 100, whatever it is, right? You make money every month. But now you are taking a 100K account, but you are unable to make up to $15,000 on the average every month. What it means that there's a variance, there's a gap that you should address. How will you know where the problem is? The problem is going to manifest when you look at the journal. That's why we take journals. The goal of journaling is to get yourself to the point where that area where you are making comments, there's nothing to be written anymore. Meaning, I make mistake today, I say, oh, today I did this, it was wrong, I take note of it, right? I screwed up my entry because maybe I had this reaction, this feeling, I didn't do this the right way. You just write anything, right? You're looking at the pattern and you're looking at what part of that pattern did you screw up the trade. What did you have problems with, right? You have, and I give a very elaborate thread, which is the only thread I've made so far on Twitter, right, on journaling. And I go as far as doing a video where I say, okay, this is there's a guide on how you can journal. And I put a Notion template there, And you see, that's why I keep saying that the traders these days, they have all this advantage, which we never had. We never had this advantage, right? And then you can go there and pick those things up and use it. See, use your journal. That's what I used to change my games. I have to tell you. If you see me take a trade and I'm making a lot of money, that's how I made money. My journal told me this is the problem you were having. It was my journal that made me to know I was impulsive. It was the journal. It was the journal that told me that if I take an SL, I have trouble dealing with that. And I had to start learning how can I deal with taking stop losses and not fighting it. And not, ruining the rest of my day because I took a stop loss. And not sitting down there trying to revenge that thing, to restore it to parity. It was the journal that told me this is the problem. This is the problem. If I wasn't writing it, you think I would keep on pumping money and, expecting my technical analysis to bail me out. I would keep pumping money. So the moment I fixed that thing, boy, did I get good results. Right, so if we say journal, traders say, what if you don't want to journal? What if, is there any other way? There's no way. And at 8 a.m. every day, they go to run. They run for miles because they want to make it to the Hall of Fame. And the traders want to drive the most expensive cars. They want to live big. They want to be rich, wealthy, change their family story. But they don't want to work. It's a caricature, right? It doesn't make any sense, and it will never make any sense to me. It will never make any sense to me why you cannot put in the work for what you want. And I always say it, and I'm going to end with this: traders are not paying enough. They're not paying enough. If they've been pushed to the wall like I was, right? People are calling you. They need you to pay them their money. People are, you have all these bad investments, bad decisions, and all these people are on your neck. They're saying, you got to pay me, all these things. And that it's the market that took this money, and the market has to bring that money back. You will fix your problem. If your landlord says, get out of the house, I give you from now till tomorrow morning, leave the house. When you sleep under the bridge, you will find profitability. And when you live in your mother's house, they give you food every morning. They send you allowance every day. You continue to feed the market with those allowance. That's what you do because you are operating from a place of comfort, right? So I'll stop there, and I'll tell you what: if you're not disciplined as a human being, you can't find profitability because you need discipline to put in the work, right? If you only do what you feel like doing, that's lack of discipline. If you only do what you feel like doing, that's comfort. You are a slave to your comfort, right? You are a slave to your comfort. If you are supposed to get up and hit the gym, but you don't feel like doing it, but you get up anyway, Robin said that's when you get the real conditioning. That's when you begin to work that muscle, that discipline muscle, right? That's when you begin to work it. You put it to work, and then he starts to know that this guy is getting serious with his life. He tells the workers in the factory, get up. It seems the boss is trying to do something new. Let's join him. But if the time comes and you're just lazy, you take a bar of chocolate, you sit down, you open Coca-Cola, popcorn, you switch on to the Netflix, and then you chill. And then you come and wonder why you're not profitable. You're not ready. You're not paying enough. All right. And maybe you have a lot of time. For me, I knew that I was going to get married before I was 30, and I told myself, and I did it, guys. I did it. And it came from the market, I have to tell you. Came from the market. So I'm going to stop here, guys. I'm going to stop here so that I give the other guys, if there are other people to speak, so that the other guys can go to bed. Always a pleasure to share my thoughts on this space. It's wonderful to have you listen patiently, because I always have a lot to talk about, when I start. But I'm happy that hopefully you found some actionable steps with what I've shared. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thanks, Ola.